The Fortnite World Cup Duo finals are often overshadowed by the incredible day of solos that followed it. But is it not as memorable because the day of solos were just that good, or was there much more that went into it? The World Cup finals in New York actually spanned across 3 days, the first consisting of the Creative World Cup and the Pro-Am, where top players teamed up with top content creators and celebrities. Day 2 is Duos, where our main focus will be for this video, and Day 3, the final day, was solos. The day of Duos started with a dripped out Balla and Sundown, clearly passing the drip check, followed by an introduction to all of our players. During the intros, there were some great informative pieces on the players' lives, such as the story piece on Coverage and Twiz.
We're the best. We're going to put OC on the map.
Unfortunately, that map was roughly similar to a globe, and on a globe, New Zealand is pretty much near the bottom. There were also player interviews, including a top-of-show interview with Nyhrox and Aqua, foreshadowing the day, basically just saying Aqua hard carry World Cup, baby.
What is it about this duo, this pairing here, that you think has made it all the way to the finals for you?
It's the skill of Aqua that's made it. He's really good in every single aspect of the game, and that's probably why we succeed that much.
This really was a great opportunity to show some personality for the players, hitting fat dabs of course at the meantime, and there was even time for professional nutritional tips.
I just eat a fruit salad, just have a shower, get off, get some water, have a fruit salad, and then just try to get hyped.
Love it.
One of my favorite moments from the top of the show has to be the highlighting of the Chinese team of Yuang and KBB, who to the rest of the world was completely hidden as they had their own qualification system completely apart from the main route. And very typical of the Asian region, they showed a huge amount of respect for the players from the other regions that they were playing against. The countdown for the games begin, but instead it's well, this wasn't it. When the fantastic Golden Boy throws over to the surprise caster of Ninja alongside Courage DD, and these two were actually a great combination for the first 2 games. After some, graphical issues with MrSavage and Benjyfishy, there was an incredibly long pre-game lobby, but the battle boss was finally loaded in for the first match of the day. The first game really set the scene for the day, with a lot of focus on Benji and Savage as a top team coming into this game. Towards the end of the match, this still seemed to be the case with them on height, but this was not their match to win, as Zayt Saf understood retaking high ground better than anyone in the lobby and were able to take it on the 8th zone. On low ground, however, Mitr0 was absolutely popping off with 5 total eliminations, but this game was Zayt Saf's to win.
Take game number 1, yes they will!
Zayt and Saf had the high ground and they used it the entire game. Rain fire from above, we're able to make.
Watching their reaction to this still sends chills down my spine every time I watch it. So after game 1, Zayt and Saf were in first, but due to a lot of other teams picking up more eliminations, the top 10 was very close. Game 2 had some of the most memorable moments from it, such as Skeptic dropping the L in real life.
Did he just take the L in real life? Homie, this is land. This dude's gonna come home. No, I'm just kidding.
Then getting absolutely rocked by Mongraal Mitr0. But game 2 is also a great indicator of how far the game has come in terms of rotational abilities. To note that there's about 4 teams out of the 38 remaining that were not on the congested area of this map. For people who also want the old map to return, by the way, just remember how difficult this map is for Storm Surge, with these insane hills being so powerful, clustering way too many players on them and making rotations past and up them extremely difficult. Coming into endgame, it looks like Zayt and Saf might win 2 games in a row, looking to take height at the end of first moving zone, but they don't commit to it. Yet again, they grab height in the next zone, but in the process, Saf is actually picked up by Snappy. Zayt managed to survive until the 5th zone as a solo, securing them valuable placement points. But this game is won by Zexro and Vinny, one of the most hyped up duos coming into this tournament. Vinny was ecstatic at this moment, and, Zexro was, will we say, focused? After game 2, Zayt and Saf seemed to be taking a commanding lead, pulling away from the rest of the pack. Ninja also says World Cup next year.
We'll see you guys here next year, man.
Rest in peace, World Cup 2020. Game 3 loads in and Mitr0 has a huge headshot snipe on Ziff, and yes, we will come back to Ziff later on. This game, however, was Calc and Macwoods to win. They were on height in the 5th zone, and coming towards the end of this game, nearly all of the top teams were still in the running. In the end though, it was Calc and Macwood who picked up the victory royale. Their strategy? Simple.
I didn't hear the question.
Strategy.
Shoot them in the head.
That victory royale pushed them up to 6th, but at the halfway mark throughout the tournament, the kings on the throne was still Zayt and Saf, who were currently leading by 7 points. Now, I'm a professional. I do analysis for the FNCS broadcast and cast for DreamHack Open, Play Versus, and many other broadcasts. So when I say hearing the crowd cheer when Zif is eliminated is funny, trust me, it's funny.
Has to change layers again. And now let's go ahead and take a look.
Oh, and Zif is out of here. Funk.
Now, if you weren't around at this time, Zif was fed eliminations in the solo qualifiers, was banned for 14 days, and then once that ban was over, he managed to, without cheating, qualify for the duos mode with Ronaldo. No, not NRG Ronaldo, a different one, who was also banned for colluding in solos as well. So yeah, I'm sure these guys didn't feel great after being booed, but realistically, they were cheaters and the crowd knew that. Now, all good things must come to an end, and Game 4 was a defining moment in the World Cup duos. Saf is eliminated during the first moving zones while going for height, and Zayt follows, picking up 0 placement points and only 2 elimination points. At that moment, Nyhrox and Aqua took height and took flight, and what Nyhrox said at the start of the day was true. Aqua was damn good. In second, Mega and Dubs had closed the gap between Saf and Zayt, but because of that victory royale, Nyhrox and Aqua had moved into the top 10. In Game 5, more tragedy strikes as Saf is taken down in the first zone to a heavy snipe combat combo. However, Zayt manages to clutch up a 16th with 3 eliminations, yet again being outside of the placement points. In what seems like deja vu, Aqua and Nyhrox pick up the victory royale with 7 eliminations, exactly the same as the previous match. At this moment, Aqua Nyhrox went from having 6 points after Game 3 to 40 after Game 5. From the bottom half of the leaderboard to second, only 3 points now behind Zayt and Saf. Moving into the final game, it was everything to play for, with $3 million on the line for first place. In Zone 2, Zayt and Saf were positioned on the Rift Hill near Pleasant, and disaster struck. He was able to get the revive off on Saf, however he had minimal shields remaining. The Ying to Zayt and Saf's Yang, Aqua and Nyhrox were popping off, however, with 3 total eliminations. In the Elim feed, you can see Zayt picking up an Elim on Vato, while Nyhrox and Aqua are positioned on height in 5th zone. Both teams still completely in the running. But Zayt goes down before moving zones, and it's all just Saf left alive, our current first place in the tournament. Aqua shockwaves ahead of the zone with 80 builds remaining. He attempts to pop off on low ground, but he was picked up in 7th place. At this point, we don't know what's happened to Saf and the leaderboard. With the top 2 teams not in the final 6, the endgame feels kind of empty. It was absolutely impactful for these teams and the rest of the leaderboard. However, the last 1 minute and 2 seconds of the game, the most interesting minutes, the story wasn't being told of the winners of $3 million tournament. Unfortunately, this is just the nature of Fortnite tournaments sometimes, where the winner of the last game doesn't necessarily win the entire tournament. After just over 4 minutes from the moment that Aqua is eliminated, Courage does a fantastic job of the champion reveal. The Aqua and Nyhrox are now the World Cup Duo champions.
Congratulations to the first ever Fortnite World Champions, Aqua and Nyhrox!
Across the 6 games, this was an incredible battle between Aqua and Nyhrox and Zayt and Saf. But this leads me back to the question, why isn't this vividly remembered as such by the community? Well, I have a couple of theories. Firstly, Aqua and Nyhrox were not the fan favourites coming into the tournament. Aqua hadn't fully acquired the GOAT status yet, and Nyhrox wasn't unknown by any means to players who were around the scene, but Zayt and Saf were just fresh off of a Katowice Royale win and just started off the tournament with a bang. The production crew also in the endgame focused a lot on the big names too. Mongraal getting more screen time in the final endgame when he was alive as a solo instead of Aqua and Nyhrox still alive as a duo who were batting for first place. When it came to Booga's win in the solos, there was absolutely no doubt in anyone's mind that he was the best player in the lobby after completely dominating the matches the entire day. But with Aqua and Nyhrox, I don't think it'd be too much of a stretch to say that they weren't the best duo in the lobby by any means. There was also 4 minutes and 2 seconds between Aqua being eliminated in the final game and their announced win. 4 minutes and 2 seconds. Compare this to Booga's in solos, where it was under 30 seconds. He was alive until 5th, whereas Aqua Nyhrox around to 7th, so the games were not that different either. The combination of there not being as much screen time for the top 2 teams fighting for first in the final game, along with the insane length of time before the announcement, definitely made this not as memorable for the public. However, we absolutely should remember this performance as one of the best comebacks in competitive Fortnite history. Hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned a lot. Peace!